Hello, we're going to make Simplicity's 4425 pillow cover. We're going to cut it on the fold. Well, let me say this and start over. We're making Simplicity's pillow cover 4425, but we're making it as a whole pillow. So where it has for to cut on the fold, it normally has a little pocket that'll go in the back for you to insert a U-shaped pillow. We, on the other hand, are not going to do that. We're just going to make a full tummy time pillow, is what I call them. So we're going to take Simplicity's pattern 4425 and cut it on the fold. We'll make two pieces. The pattern suggests flannel, fleece, or velour. We have a flannel piece for the top, which is some cowboy bears that I picked up at the local Hobby Lobby. And then the back would be some Chanel fabric that I actually got from Walmart a couple winters ago. The velour is a good fabric, a nice choice. I don't like as much stretch that the velour gives as when you get ready to stuff it. So you may have to cut it smaller if you're using velour for your back fabric. So this is just me checking the stretch on the Chanel because we cut it against the grain, kind of help us with our stretch. And we're gonna use the Janome 8002D to serge our pillow. You can use a regular sewing machine. With the depending on your fabric, you may need a Teflon foot or a walking foot. I prefer to use the serger because I can trim it up. Little little shaky parts probably came from my cutting wasn't so perfect. So all we're gonna do is line our top and bottom pieces together and pin them right sides together. I like using gator clips that you can find at your local hair store. Some people have these nifty gator clips just laying around. I ordered me a box of them from Amazon from I think it was Sally's Beauty Supply. You can get 50, 100, or I think I got like I want to say 50. I got a pack of 50, but they're not expensive. They're great to have in your arsenal. It's quick to just snap them on, opposed to sitting there trying to lift up and fold your straight pin in and out of your fabric. This actually helps you to stay together. And it does take me quite a time to pin these. And I'm doing the voice overlay because I forgot to turn my music off on my laptop. And since I'm posting this video on YouTube, I don't have any copyright infringements. I don't want to have any copyright infringements on my YouTube channel. So I muted the video and I'm doing the voiceover. If you have any questions, any suggestions, you can leave those items below once this video is over. The longest part I think of this video will be when we start actually stuffing it. So if you would like to skip past that, because I have not quite learned how to fast forward through that. And when you're pinning, make sure, like I said, that they stay together. It is kind of tricky, and sometimes depending on the fabrics that you choose to pin curves together. You don't want to have one side up higher than the other. It's important that they are as close together as possible. Me 8002D. This is a new machine for me, so it is a learning process. I don't think the cutter on this machine is retractable, so please be mindful of your serger and your knife. Um, I may be, I may just have to watch the video because I thought it would be just a simple flip of the switch to get that cutter to go down, but we're using our cutter today to help line up our seam allowance. And it's about a fourth of a seam allowance, which is what you would use on your regular sewing machine. And we're gonna use about probably about a 6-inch hole so that we'll be able to stuff it once we're done. And right now we're just lifting up the presser foot and we're gonna start serging. Remember not to sew over your clips, your safety pins, your straight pins, whatever you use. Please make sure you do not serge over them, sew over them. I know in some instances I have been known to sew over a pin. It happens. Don't make a habit of it because it does cause great issues. You can put that needle down and pop that pin in half, and I have not necessarily scratched my eye, but I have scratched a couple pairs of my glasses from doing that. So it is a lesson to learn. And we're just taking our time, going around, making sure that our sides stay together. You don't want to wind up with more top than bottom. And then you'll have to make a little tuck to make up for that extra fabric. And be mindful again as you go around the curves of your fabric to make sure that you are getting them all underneath the needles. And as you can see, I do have a little bit of material coming down the side from where it's trimming it up. Again, a benefit of a serger. And I'm taking my time going in the inset part of it. This is where your neck, I guess, would actually be. So take extra care because it is the deepest curve on your pillow cover. You want to make sure that you get it all done. And again, we're being mindful of taking our pins and or clips off, not to run over them. Like I said, these pillows make great gifts for kids, adults, infants, the elderly. They're great. And if you stuff it firm, you can use it for a multitude of, of things. This one again is for a baby shower for a young lady having a little boy. Her baby shower theme was cowboy bears. I actually looked up on this film because I had never seen it before. And around and around. I know this is rather boring. So who would ever thought? I would be mindful not to keep my music playing in the background on more videos. And it's a learning process. Excuse my puppy dog. I didn't want him in this initial video. Sorry about that. I don't know. I didn't want him in the initial video. I was actually in my shop. This has been a trying year with COVID and everything. I had to move out of my shop, so I will be working from home. And I have a dog. but I'm gonna have to find a different means for him so that he's not in my shop, my work area. I know some people have allergies and things of that nature, and you have to be mindful of those items that we are making to sell. My house is a smoke-free home, but like I said, I have to do something with my dog since now I'm not in my shop. Hopefully, COVID will subside soon, and I'll be able to get me another place. Business will pick back up, and I can go from there. And yes, my daytime job is a school bus driver. I've been driving my bus for 8 years. So now we're coming all around. We're gonna surge off, and what we're gonna do is flip it over towards us, and then surge it back on. That's just to lock the stitches in. And technically, when you do this, you do not want to snip as close as I did back on my pillow because the point of the surgeon back on like that is surgeon stitches. So we're gonna take our pillow and we're gonna turn it wrong sides out, right side out. Let's stick our hand in on one side. We're gonna pull it out through our birthing hole. Continue to gently pull it on through. We're gonna reach in and get the other side, or you can just continue to like turn it inside out. I prefer reaching in and getting it and pulling it on out. Take a few minutes, inspect our stitches, our sewing, make sure everything's looking good. You don't want any puckers or any holes or missed stitches. You don't want any fabric that meets the surge. Another reason in going slow and paying attention to what you do, make sure that your work has quality behind it. Because people won't know you, but they will know your work. And again, I apologize if this is a longer video. I do not know how to fast forward. And I also like to use the cluster stuff, Morning Glory cluster stuff. It is amazing. I love that stuff. It's 100% polyester fiber feel. And then I don't even know what that no was. I normally mix it with another one. Another cluster stuff also by Morning Glory. One is firmer. And I get it from Hobby Lobby, so you'll be able to go in there, squeeze on the bags, and I mix the two together. It makes the pillow last longer, if that makes sense. So there's cluster stuff that kind of looks like what you would find in a baby doll or a stuffed animal. That's what the cluster fiber is. And again, I am a buff for anything made in the USA. Got to support our own. But I take it and mix it together, half and half. That way, I get the firmness of it, and then I can still make it as full as I want it to be. And the clusters, both of them are 100% washable, hyperallergenic. They don't guarantee not to bunch or to fall apart or bind. And normally how when you wash your pillow, it's all clunky and wonky on the inside. This is not going to do that when you wash these pillows. But I do suggest that you get one of those washing bags because of the arms on the pillow. Put in one of those washing bags and tie it up so the arms don't flail around in the washing machine. I love an agitator in the washing machine. I know some people got the smart washing machines without the tall agitator, so you want to make sure that you can keep your arms together depending on what kind of washing machine that you have. And move that surge of trash out of the way. Slide the machine over just a little and get the stuffing. stuff and takes about 20, 25, 30 minutes, depending on how much you want to stuff it. Because it is a baby pillow, I do like them to be firmer. They'll last longer. So when the baby, as they grow and they're using it in their best need, just to prop up, or when it's time to be on the floor and you're doing tummy time on your blankets or on your quilts, it's still firm enough to hold your baby's, support your baby while they're doing tummy time. And now that we've got our pillow stuff the way we wanted to do, we're gonna take that little opening that we had and do a simple slip stitch, or you can do a whip stitch. And if you are good enough, you can do a simple ladder stitch to close your pillow. And again, make sure when you got it all together, you tussle it around, you got it nice and fluffy. Make sure that it's even on both sides. You don't want one side to have more stuff than the other. And you just make sure it's nice and comfortable, as full as you want it, nice and firm, not too overstuffed. You don't want a hard pillow, but a nice firm one would be great. Now it's all smoothed down. Shake it around, even it out from where we were actually sewing the top. And then there you are, one completed tummy time pillow. Nice and smooth, nice and fluffy. A great addition to it.